Hello there! From between the yellow lines, this is the 10th edition of Trammin Plus. My name is Kirk, and as always, I'm joined by my friend and destroyer of worlds, Christian Rainwater.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tramminheimer. Spoilin, Oppenheimer.
It's Oppen Time. Welcome back to Trammin Plus, everyone. Happy Friday. We are your hosts, Kirk and Rain. What's up, Rain?
So you saw a movie.
I saw a film.
You saw a film. You saw it was an experience.
Yeah.
We'll get into it, but yeah, we're gonna be talking less Disney today.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna be talking some Disney later.
Yeah.
But let's become death with
Mousekeeping. If this is your first time here, go listen to a regular episode of Trammin, a Disneyland podcast, where Kirk and I talk about the Disneyland Resort through and only through our eyes. Head to trammin.com for more.
Yes, do that. So, it's now time for Tramminheimer. I don't have any special. I probably have the creepy Halloween ones, but
nah.
Yeah. So
spoiler alert.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess from the top, right? Like,
I mean, he died many years ago.
Yeah.
We dropped a bomb.
There was an atomic bomb.
Yeah. So
at one point. So,
but let's spoil Oppenheimer on Tramminheimer, which we're only doing because of the name Tramminheimer. I said it in the Discord, which you should join, and people are like, "You guys gonna do it?" I'm like, "Yeah, we could do it." So before we do that, the film is a new film by Christopher Nolan. It's 3 hours long.
I think it's like his 8th or 9th film, something like that.
No clue.
Yeah. Are you a Nolan fan from the beginning? I love Nolan.
I'm not. I don't hitch my wagon, or I don't. Whatever. I don't know how you say that thing, but there's no. I don't really understand the whole director thing.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I like what I like. I don't like what I don't like. So
The Prestige is probably my top 3 favorite movies.
That's the one I want to see the most, probably.
Yeah, I absolutely adore that movie.
So yeah, it's a 3-hour film, and it's based off of the book American Prometheus, which is about the life of J. Robert Oppenheimer, father of the atomic bomb. And it is not a movie about the Manhattan Project.
Right.
But we'll get into that in a second. I just want to open up the IMDb page because there are too many characters for us to know the names of.
It's insane, dude. It's insane how many people are actually in this movie.
But first up, let's talk about the theater going experience. Where and how did you see it? When did you see it?
I saw it opening day.
Oh.
On the Thursday that it was released. I saw it at the Norwalk AMC. Right.
Yikes from me.
That's not bad. That one's not bad. Only because it has IMAX and Dolby. I chose the IMAX theater for it. They have the ugly IMAX seats, which kind of sucked. And it was a completely sold out movie theater.
Are the orange seats?
They're
black.
blue.
Oh.
Yeah, ours are blue.
Do they recline at all?
No, not at all. I did have a very good steak at Outback right before, though. So,
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you know if it was dual laser or one laser?
No idea. I just says IMAX. I know they're phony with this IMAX label.
So, if it has the IMAX logo, IMAX, the company, put that theater together.
Okay.
At least. And it's using an IMAX projector. However, there is the IMAX, the default single laser is a Xenon something, or that might be a separate thing. There's like 2K, 4K, dual laser, single laser, and then film, of course.
Got it.
So yeah.
It looked great. Yeah. On the regular IMAX, it looked great. I had no issues.
IMAX is going to be higher quality than regular.
Right.
So
I don't know in comparison to Dolby where that kind of sits, but I was happy. I was happy with my choice.
Cool. Yeah, I saw it 3 weeks after it came out, I guess. Right. At the Regal at the Irvine Spectrum, because they were one of 30 theaters in the world and 19 theaters in the U.S. that were projecting IMAX 15 perf 70 millimeter films. 1570.
Big old film strips, dude.
Projected sideways, or like the fed sideways. So there are two types of 70 millimeter film, I've learned. So 35 millimeter
is the one that we know.
Is like, this big, and it goes through the projector from the top or the bottom, whatever, up to down, down to up. And Then 70 millimeter is bigger, but it still feeds top to bottom. And there are three frames in that 70 millimeter space.
Oh, really? Okay.
So the reason it's a big deal with this IMAX 70 millimeter, the 1570, is it's fed from the side, and that full 70 millimeters is the frame. So that full 70 millimeters is when the screen is uncropped. You know, the big.
Yeah.
So you had the big IMAX screen that's like square?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The aspect ratio is different.
Yeah.
I don't know off the top of my head what that aspect ratio is, but it's not 16:9. That's for sure.
IMAX.
It's gonna be like 21 by 19 or
they
something.
don't see the problem is they do it's okay. So it's 1.43 to 1.
1.43 to 1.
Yeah. So if you do 1.43 times 9, it's 13 by 9 or 13 to 9.
13 to 9. Okay.
Yeah. Which that doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it just makes it.
It's like 7 to 4, that kind of.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's closer to 4:3 basically.
Right.
Which is the old aspect ratio. So yeah, the screen size huge. Where we went was you saw the picture?
Yeah, it was massive.
Bigger than.
But wait, dude, that's.
I don't
bigger.
see. That's the thing with IMAX. It's so inconsistent.
Yeah.
So we posted. You know what? I'll post this in like the carousel because we post the art. So yeah, this was like California Science Center, like it, dude. It went under the seats.
Wow.
So you see, like you can kind of see people's heads, but these are the orange mild recliners. It like tilts slightly.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was
nice,
huge.
Did you hear they extended it? They extended the run until the 31st. I might go again.
We'll talk about, I'll talk about the film in just a second. So yeah, screen size was huge. There are multiple constant aspect ratio changes. Dude, they go through a door and the aspect ratio changes. They go behind someone's head and the aspect ratio changes. Crazy. But you could tell when it fills the whole screen. Yeah. And that was really cool to see. So the thing, dude, film, it's been a while since we've seen anything in film. I thought there were 2 spots of dust when the movie started with was it Universal logo? And I was like, oh no. But the dust is on the film. It like changes, it moves.
Right, because it's only going to be on one frame.
Well, no, their dust was on a few frames. So I think maybe it just blows off of the projector from the air. I don't know. Or there was some error on the film itself. But you see dust and you see the film grain. You
see the cracks too, right?
You see the stuttering.
Yeah.
It's not often, but like I notice these things a lot more. Like I notice LEDs flicker now, which is annoying. But you can kind of see it shaking just a little bit because it's 11 miles of film on those huge platters. Okay. And so we were scared because Irvine kept having like issues.
Oh, really?
It would just stop halfway through. And we lost a few frames, just black. And we were like, oh no. But I actually watched a video about IMAX film. And apparently you can lose like 11 frames and the sound doesn't go out of sync.
Oh.
So I don't know what happened, but there were no issues. And when that would happen, they'd switch to digital. So they'd pull out the projector and then put a digital one there.
What? Really?
Have you seen them move those film projectors?
No.
Dude, they're like as big as this table. And like this tall. It's insane. You gotta watch. There's a million of these videos out there.
When was the last time you think you saw something in film?
I don't know. Like
I saw maybe 6 years ago or so, 70 millimeter Pan's Labyrinth at the Oscar Museum.
So was that 70 millimeter IMAX or
just regular 70 millimeter? I think it was from Guillermo del Toro's like personal movie collection. I mean, like it's his movie, but that's from his collection.
Got it. Yeah. So one of my favorite things about the film, in the really quiet moments.
Oh, you can hear
it because we were kind of towards the back, and it was like this nostalgia, comforting sound where I was like, "This is what it used to be like."
Yeah.
So honestly, I will say at least for the dual laser, right? I don't know about the 10 other kinds of IMAX projectors. The film is not as high quality
compared to the 70 mil.
No. The 70 mil, like. The projection quality is not as high as the digital. I don't care what people say.
Yeah.
There's someone like, oh, they're this and that. I'm like, no, there's less contrast.
But
less brightness.
I think if you get like down to the actual like how big a 70 millimeter print can go without losing. Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay,
Like
the 70 millimeter film captures more detail
yes.
than a digital camera does currently.
Yes.
However,
projecting it from the project. Okay.
yes,
I got it.
I think the conversion and projected at 8K is higher because of just the way colors are displayed from a digital projector.
Yeah. Okay.
The other thing is they have to hire projectionists for these things, and they dial in the color and the focus and everything.
That's crazy.
So they had to like call people out of retirement, retrain them, all that kind of stuff.
So here we had the Irvine one, and
There were like a bajillion in LA. There were like 3 of them in LA or something.
really? Oh, I thought it was just Grauman's Chinese.
No? Yeah? I don't know. And then, there was one in NorCal where we sent everyone in the Tram fam. But it was, there's only 19 in the US.
Crazy.
And we have like at minimum 3 of them in California.
Yeah.
And there are other IMAX showings. There are other film showings too. It was a big mess. So there was like crazy people on Reddit compiling these lists. But this was the 1570. But let's talk about the audio mix. Better than past Christopher Nolan films. But there is still some times where you're like the music is super loud and I don't know what they're saying.
Yeah, but I feel like that's a choice.
It's a stupid choice. It's a stupid choice.
Look, I wish there were subtitles, but that's for everything I watch. Literally everything I watch, I wish.
I've been trying not to because subtitles spoil it. I read so fast.
Yeah, I may know.
And I'm not a fast reader.
I have to take it off of reality TV because it'll be like the winner is, and then I could read it before they announce it.
My problem is with comedies.
And comedies too, yeah.
That's been rough.
The punchline, you see it.
Yeah, it's not as funny.
Yeah.
But the volume was great. Super loud.
Yeah.
Bomb blew my ears out. Wonderful. But there is, when they, Emily Blunt and Oppie, I hated that.
That they would call him Oppie?
Yeah. Went up into New Mexico.
Yeah.
The wind's blowing. You can't hear them and the music's going. I'm like, Christopher Nolan wants us to hear the wind, but I need to hear what they're saying, especially in this movie. And
there's a lot of names. There's a lot of terminology they're using. It's complicated. It can be complicated.
Yeah. And there are people kind of talking next to me and I kept looking at them. But then someone else brought up the point, like they might just be asking, like, what did they say? Because it's so loud and you can't hear anything.
Right.
But the last thing I want to bring up, most people were well behaved. There wasn't like, it was the theater was sold out.
Yeah.
Everyone was just eyeballs glued. And the only thing is, as soon as it started, the moment it started, the person behind me opened their Sour Patch. Like I'm like, you couldn't open this 5 minutes ago? Oh, also they started it. So the showing was at 2:50 and they on purpose, we looked it up, started at 20 minutes late. No previews on the film.
There were no previews.
Doesn't fit.
Huh.
They don't even do the IMAX animation.
Huh.
It just says IMAX real quick and then it goes.
Huh.
Because the film
That's why when you guys got there it was a blank screen?
Yeah, they were just playing the score.
Wow.
So we got there at 2:50 because people said no previews, get there on time. And then they found out they run it 20 minutes late because, dude, there were like 20 people there when we got there. People don't know.
Right.
So especially people who just live in Irvine, they just bought that one.
Right.
Like they didn't think like, I'm going to go see the film, whatever. So they started 20 minutes late because there are no previews because they already had to extend the platters to fit the film. It's not normal.
Oh, man, that's insane.
So, yeah. But I will say the silent moment after it goes off.
Yeah.
I have never been in a theater so quiet.
No
one breathed for that whole like minute.
There was like a legitimate sense of like community anxiety in the theater where it's like
the buildup
to
that was awesome. Like you could feel the tension and no one ruined the moment. Yeah. As people do. But I think
even less so in your showing.
The big IMAX.
Yeah, because it's like, even though some people just buy it thinking it's a movie, a lot of people know. They know that that's the place to go to.
Well, dude, they're like, okay, you can't even see it here. There was like these 2 open glass doors glowing blue and you see this. And then you walk down this hallway, this IMAX hallway. Dude, and then it goes down one and then right again and then another hallway. It zigzags. You're going deep down into this theater because it has to be it's slightly underground because they have to fit that huge screen.
It's crazy.
So yeah, even if it's not film, go to Regal at Irvine to watch an IMAX film just for the fun of it.
I need to do it.
And it was $25 a ticket, which is expensive, but also not that expensive compared to, I think Spider-Man, they were like $20 a ticket. So it's not like it was that much more.
Yeah.
And they had to actually pay someone to project that thing. But yeah, it was a good theater going experience for sure.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm glad I did it just to say I did it, not to others, but also that, but like to myself. Like I went and watched a film in the best way I was supposed to watch it.
Yeah, definitely a film, like you said.
Yeah. So let's talk about the actors and who we recognize.
Oh my God, dude. This list, I just literally kept going, oh my, it's that Leo meme. That Leo meme of being like, that guy's, you know, I know that guy from this place.
So I was the opposite. I was the Jeremy Renner meme. Who?
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So I recognized Cillian Murphy, obviously, Emily Blunt, Robert Downey Jr., so that was J. Robert Oppenheimer, Kitty Oppenheimer, and Louis Strauss. Alden Ehrenreich, whatever, the Senate aide.
You're talking about Solo?
Solo.
Yeah.
Did not recognize him. I don't know who Scott Grimes is. His counsel. I don't know who's supposed to be famous. Jason Clarke, who's Roger Robb, I think the interrogator.
I can't see.
There's like the blurriest pictures.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy.
Recognized his face, but did not know who he was. Let's see. Tony Goldwyn. Didn't really. I'm gonna just say, like, dude. Here, let's go through these names.
Yeah, because my iPad doesn't work.
I recognize Tim DeKay as one of the senators because he's from White Collar on USA.
Okay.
Shout out.
David Krumholtz.
Who?
David Krumholtz. His friend. He was the American. A little bit chubby with the glasses.
Oh, yeah. I didn't recognize that it's Bernard from Santa Claus 2.
Yeah.
Let's see. Josh
Hartnett. Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
You don't?
No.
I can't tell you what he's been in off the top of my head. Alex Wolff is famous.
Know. Yeah.
No, Alex Wolff is the Hereditary kid.
I didn't.
Oh, you haven't seen him?
Nope.
Or Jumanji?
Which?
The newer ones. He's the kid with the mole.
I don't recognize him.
Okay.
Just going down. See, someone said Dylan Arnold. I've heard the name. I don't know who he is. I know Florence Pugh. Your favorite.
Yeah.
Don't make noises. Let's see.
Matthew Modine. He's a big 80s star, but he's from Stranger Things.
Hold on, I just want to look this guy up. Who this was. Did not recognize Jefferson Hall. Let's see. Okay, I recognize David Dasmalchian, who is a Polka Dot Man.
Oh yeah,
and the friend from.
Is he Armenian?
I think he is.
You're right.
That's that's an Armenian last name. Let's see. He's from Kansas. Cool. Let's see.
I didn't expect him to be in it.
I didn't expect many people to be in it. Let's see. Look, is lookup gonna work?
Yeah, it'll work.
Nope.
Okay.
It's just dictionary.
It should be Wikipedia too.
Let's see. Let's see.
Iranian.
Yeah. So that's the thing. A lot of Iranian Persian people, they have the IAN. I don't know why.
It's just a thing.
But they do. Like our friend Sina.
Okay.
You remember Sina?
Yeah.
On Montana? Yeah. He, not Armenian.
Oh, okay.
So let's see.
Anyone else?
Matt Damon, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Matt Damon stole the show for me.
He was awesome.
He was.
You know, the crazy thing about Matt Damon is he's sunk, like, every single time I see him in anything, he's Matt Damon. In this, he was not.
No, he was great.
Yeah, like, he just, like, lent himself to that role very nicely. Did you hear about the story that he was going to retire?
Yeah.
And then he's like, unless Christopher Nolan calls.
And his wife was like, okay.
Yeah.
Sure, he'll call. Yeah, Kimmy told me the story. That's hilarious.
You know that this whole budget for this movie was $100 million? There
was like 130 million or something.
100. And Barbie was 140. How do they pay these people? They must not pay them. It just might be like, oh, I just want to be.
They did get residuals?
Maybe. Or they are just like, I want to be in a Nolan movie. Just like whenever what's his name, Royal Tenenbaums director Wes Anderson.
Uh-huh.
I think Edward Norton said he's been paid a total of $4,000 for every.
He gets the back end for sure.
You think so? You think so?
Edward Norton?
I don't know, but Josh Peck,
of course. When he opened his mouth, I'm like, you got to not do that.
Yeah. Jack Quaid.
Okay, I don't know who I know.
He's from The Boys.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
He's
him.
also Superman now.
Oh, okay.
In the new animated show. He's the daughter of Dennis Quaid, or the son of Dennis Quaid.
That I assumed, but again, no idea. Another Skarsgård that I didn't know.
Oh, there was a Skarsgård in that? I didn't know. Gustav?
Hans Beth.
Dude,
was he? Who was he? That's not it.
Must be that one.
No, it was a young guy.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Don't know any of these people.
Rami Malek.
I know Rami Malek.
Yeah.
You got to watch. Everyone needs to watch Mr. Robot. Let's see. Casey Affleck. I was like, is that Casey Affleck?
What's crazy is that Casey Affleck and Matt Damon.
Yeah.
That's like my best friend's little brother.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's see. Didn't recognize.
There is some other people. Where's the Safdie brother?
He was. Oh, we passed him.
Oh, we did.
I didn't recognize him. I don't know. I don't know.
You've never seen Good Times?
No.
Robert Pattinson. I mean that guy directed freaking Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
That guy himself. That's crazy.
One thing I didn't know: Gary Oldman is Harry Truman.
Also, completely lost in the role, dude. Freaking Sirius Black was the president.
Well, dude, he's
got a lot of makeup on and stuff.
He always is in like prosthetics hiding.
Yeah.
So yeah, didn't recognize most people.
I think
I knew when I should have recognized someone, and I'm like, I don't know who that is.
I think Gary Oldman had the best line in the whole movie.
Which line?
About, do you think they're gonna remember the person who made the bomb or the person who dropped it?
Yeah.
Oh God, that's hardcore, man.
Yeah, that's probably what they were thinking at the time.
Yeah.
The U.S.
Yeah.
There's not who's,
when China does something or Russia does something, we're not saying the scientists who developed it,
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, but the acting was phenomenal, top to bottom. Yeah,
it really was.
And
Emily Blunt, actually, I feel was a bit underrated in the movie. Like,
yeah, she was actually really good.
She was amazing, especially toward the end when they were on the trial.
Oh yeah,
yeah, she was awesome.
Oh, I never saw Diary of a Wimpy Kid, but the kid was in it, and everyone.
Oh yeah, I did see
Roderick.
that. I've never seen that either.
Roderick, that's what.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan had no idea who like half these people were. He was just
sure.
like, sure, I want them. They look good.
Yeah.
That works. So
Florence, shout out.
I didn't care for her part at all.
I mean, she was fine, but
I don't care. I honestly don't. I'm not being like too cool.
Yeah.
I don't really like. I don't care for Florence Pugh. That's fine.
I do.
Stop. We know. All right. Okay. So let's talk about the story a little bit. It's a story about the man.
Really quick before we go into that, did you know his story at all? Like how much of the history did you actually know?
None.
Okay. That's kind of where I was too.
Yeah.
I knew the name. I didn't even know he was American.
Well, he's Jewish.
Right. But I thought he was like an Einstein, like he came from Germany or something, like not that he actually grew up here. Like that was very interesting to me, but I
guess that was something for me.
Mm-hmm.
Too. I didn't really know anything about where he came from or whatever.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought he was like a poached scientist, like all the other poached scientists.
And I had no idea who Strauss.
No, yeah.
Yeah, that's like some like deep politics that I'm sure if we were alive at the time we would know who he is, but
we
almost
probably would have heard about this the trial or the non-trial, but
100 years removed from that, like it's not like 80 years removed, but
yeah. So yeah, it was about the man and not so much about the Manhattan Project. Yeah. While they did focus on it a lot, it wasn't like the main thing. So a lot of time, Christopher Nolan loves his like
he likes going back and
not concentric, but like concurrent timelines.
Yeah.
So he actually revealed what the black and white versus color was. You remember this?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Whenever they showed Strauss, it wasn't when they just. I thought it was just when they showed Strauss.
So black and white is when the story was most black and white. It was objective. This is what happened. Anytime it was in color, it was subjective from Oppenheimer's view.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
so
neat.
The color stuff was like, not that none of this didn't happen or it's dramatized, but like
proven fact.
No, the color was, we don't know.
Oh, the color. Sorry.
Yeah,
well, black and white.
Black and white was like, this is black and white. This is what happened. All right. Things like the apple.
Yeah.
Supposedly, like Kimmy told me the story that the grandson was like, he never did the apple thing, whatever. I'm like, that's what you're mad about? He almost killed one guy. That I understood it. I knew every single timeline and like what took place where.
Yeah, I didn't get confused.
But I was also like doing a lot of work to do that. Like
that bugged you?
Yeah,
it didn't bug. I like keeping up with that.
I think because there's too many of them. It wasn't just 2 timelines.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
the Prestige is kind of the same way.
Oh, great.
I think there's like 3 or 4.
So yeah, there was that. I think all of them around the table.
Mm-hmm.
That timeline, I was kind of like, this is too much right now. There's too many names being thrown out, and I don't know. It's one of those like you have to watch it twice, but I don't want to. So, yeah, it's a lot about like the bomb goes off, and then there's like another hour and 20 minutes left.
Which is, dude, they could have stopped it at the bomb. They really could have.
But it was about like the takedown of him and what happened afterwards and his fall from grace and all that kind of stuff.
And then I think that's the point. It's like, yes, this is the point of the movie, the whole, developing of the bomb or whatever. But we also have to understand the ramifications of being the person who made that.
So, speaking of, do you think they should have shown anything from Japan?
No, I actually liked the way that they portrayed it. Where it was like, hey, where are we gonna bomb this?
No. Like the results of the bomb going off.
No, I don't think they should have showed any of it, because all the people who worked on it, they didn't see that. Like they probably saw pictures and stuff, but themselves didn't.
No, I mean some stuff like that. Something like, because they showed him reacting to it.
Oh,
because what I think is a lot of them, they understood the impact later. And I think part of this is so we can judge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do we think he was a good man, a bad man, blah, 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 right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's easy to say like, someone was going to do it. We had to fight them, blah, 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 blah. But then if you see what these types of weapons do, maybe you'd be like, never, right? And so I do like that they focused on how egotistical every single scientist was.
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of like, oh no, we don't want to make a bomb, but also like, I want to be the guy who invented it.
Yeah.
Like they were.
That's a really cool, like you said, the way they showed that was really cool.
They were so full of themselves that they tricked themselves into believing, like, the whole like, oh, we should decide if they drop it or not. It's like, dude, you made a bomb.
Yeah.
Did you think we were going to make it and put it in a museum? Like, you made a weapon, and
they're literally hired to do that.
Dude, the only thing I could say is, maybe some of them had like some sort of social disorder type thing mentally and were just naive because of it.
I think that's what they're trying to show with the Safdie brother.
Yeah, I know eyebrows.
Yeah, the eyebrows.
Yeah, where he just didn't understand.
Yeah,
like that what's going on.
Right. But I'm gonna focus on this over here. Like,
yeah, but it's like, yeah, you're all trying to figure out the best way to make a bomb, and yeah, you're smart, but like you want to. I saw it was a meme where it was like, J. Robert Oppenheimer makes a world-destroying bomb, and then the bomb goes off and destroys the world. Oh no, I am become death and destroyer of worlds. And then the bottom says J. Robert Oppenheimer's an idiot. And it's like, dude, what do you think was going to happen? And I get it, complicated man, had a complicated upbringing and adult life. But it's like, that regret at the end. It's like, dude, you wanted to be called the father of the atomic bomb for a while. And it's like, what did you think? And
what did you think was going to happen with all this?
Yeah, and, we can argue all day, like.
But I think that's why they wanted to show the end. like the after the bomb, because they wanted to show how he had to deal with it.
Yeah. What I think is like with all the justifications, like, well, we would have gone to war and then this many people would have died. You could argue like, because people say like, oh, innocent people died, right? But then you could also say at that time, there's a draft. So innocent people were going to war.
Right.
It wasn't just people who choose to go to war. And then just because someone becomes a soldier doesn't mean they're supposed to die. But then was it going to happen anyway? And like people go like, oh, this many people would have died if we didn't drop it. It's like, that's what we think. That's what the government told us. And we don't trust the government, the people who dropped a bomb twice. But then...
Well, what was the reasoning behind the Nazis not getting it? I know they talk about it in the movie.
I didn't fully...
Like, they were behind on something, or they like went left when they should have gone right?
Maybe they achieved fission but didn't make it into a bomb, right? Like I don't fully know, because they didn't get it, and then the Russians, there was the whole thing with Strauss and the papers and the release of radiation.
Do you think Oppenheimer told all the other countries himself? I think
like when he wanted to tell his friend, but he goes, I didn't tell him.
Yeah,
the guy was like, I can thing a message.
The idea of him, like with him and Einstein talking, pretty much saying like, in order for the world not to end, we have to level the playing field throughout the whole world, and everyone needs to be at the same level so everyone can thrive. Like with the power of nuclear weapons, I think he told him. I think he told everyone.
Yeah, because he was so sure that there was no spy.
Yeah,
like no, that never happened. But then how did it get out?
Yeah.
So either you told or there was a spy, right? Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I didn't really think about that too much. What do you think?
I think he told him.
Yeah. Oh wait. You
for
just
sure.
said it. Yeah.
I mean, I get it. We don't want our enemies, or even our allies at the time that can become our enemies, to have what we have. But like he was saying, in order for the world to continue, you can't have that like looming over another country's head the whole time.
Well, you have to have mutually assured destruction. Everyone has it looming over everyone's head,
right?
So no one pushes the button.
Yeah.
Let's see. So
I also heard that this whole nuclear, this whole movie essentially is an allegory to AI. You heard about this?
So I saw so many people. I saw some red carpet thing, and every single actor was like, Christopher Nolan doesn't make a movie to teach a lesson.
Yeah,
he doesn't have a decided message. He has. They didn't say this, but what it seems like to me is he almost poses the question. Like he puts it all out there, and now you decide. He didn't go out and say, I'm going to prove Oppenheimer's a bad guy, he's a good guy, or even he's a complicated guy.
Like, here are the facts.
I want to tell a story. He calls them stories, right? Yeah. So he wanted to tell a story, and then we figure out what we feel about that. Yeah. And he wants to make you feel. That's what art is. So, yeah. Where was I going to go with this? What were we saying?
What if did he sell it to the Russians?
Oh, yeah. But after that, it's kind of like, I just completely blanked out. But yeah, how did you just feel about the story overall? Like,
I was engaged the whole time, wasn't bored at all. I like, as depressing and hard of a story as it is to listen to or to watch it, I enjoyed the heck out of it, dude. Like I was saying, Tenet, Dunkirk, a lot of this guy's previous movies, especially those two, I did not like at all. But when I like a Christopher Nolan movie, it oh my God, like The Prestige, I've seen so many times, like probably hundreds of times at this point. Inception, The Dark Knight, I adore the heck out of those movies. And this is up there now with my top 3 Nolan movies. So
for me, I think I don't care about The Man that much.
Okay.
And I guess I went to the bathroom. I only went to the bathroom once.
Oh.
And it was when I guess Strauss revealed, or it was revealed that like he orchestrated the whole takedown, like the big reveal, and Kimmy's like, oh, he was behind him. Like, okay.
That was supposed to be the Nolan moment.
Yeah. And I wasn't like that to Kimmy, but I like to the story. I was like, all right. Like,
Yeah.
That I guess, yeah, duh. Not duh, but like
that may have been my one criticism of the movie, where it was like Strauss was a big part of the movie, but he was like, okay, like he's just like a nasty, grimy politician, you know, like.
Yeah, I think I didn't care about the story as much as I thought I would.
You like American history a lot, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't that.
Yeah, it was.
It was a lot of really cool exposition, but surrounded around a man.
Yeah.
And I really don't care about personal stories that much.
Okay.
Like, you know, what I love about like just reading Lord of the Rings, it's about a party or what do they call it? What do they call it?
Fellowship.
No, the company.
A company.
Because of Hobbit too.
Yeah.
Yes, but there's the whole chapter, the breaking of the fellowship. Spoilers. So I think it's not really about the overarching story. It's about Oppenheimer himself. And I knew that going in. I just wanted to go because this was the spectacle, right? That was the point. But I think like I'm not ever gonna watch this again. I'm not gonna read the book. Like, if anything, I want to watch stuff about the Manhattan Project overall. Like, I think that's why I like Matt Damon so much. He was that bridge to the government a little bit.
He was.
And his character was really good. And it was like, hey, compartmentalize. Also, I know you're not going to, but like, I need to try to make you to, you know, he was like he was giving everyone a little bit of what they needed to make it happen. And because his statue is in Los Alamos too, I think.
Oh, is it really?
There's two people, and one is Oppenheimer, and I think the other one's Gross because it looks just like him.
Okay.
Or he's dressed like him, and it's like
military.
Who else was it going to be?
Right.
I also heard there are no characters that were there. No compound characters, I think is what it's called.
Is that like a made-up character?
They didn't combine two characters into one.
Oh.
Where like some stories will be like, you know, they wouldn't have done this, but let's say in Lord of the Rings, they're just like Merry and Pippin is just one guy because they're kind of the same.
Mippin.
Yeah, they're just they just pick one of them and then they both like
become the one that
and they just to like say we have too many people on the screen, right? To go through. Well, actually, they did do that in Lord of the Rings. What's his face? Hold on.
You gotta give me something here.
Hold on, I think this is his name. Glorfindel.
Is that
so he's in Fellowship. He saves them from the riders when the river comes down. Shout out to River. You know when they're going to Rivendell?
Yeah.
And then the big torrent on the river comes down and it's Arwen?
Yes.
Yeah, that was Glorfindel.
Okay.
Everything Glorfindel did, terrible name by the way.
He's in Rings of Power a lot.
Yeah. But his character was just added to Arwen because there were just too many elves.
Got it.
So so there wasn't any of that. That's why there were so many names. So yeah, I didn't like. I liked it. I enjoyed this, but that's it. Like I'm moving on from it, and it was spectacle was great. Yeah, I guess I'm not into the personal stories. That's why I like when people are like, oh, this hip hop artist is so good. It's about his life. I'm like, I don't care about this guy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I had problems with my dad. I'm like, if you're my friend, I would care. But like, I don't know you. You don't know, like, why would I care about you over this person or that person? And that's kind of why I'm like, when celebrities get divorced and they're sad, I'm like, you know how many people got divorced today and their lives were shattered and they don't have money? Like that kind of thing. And it isn't, I'm not comparing Oppenheimer to a celebrity, but like this, I don't get too invested in personal stories because the world is just so much bigger than one person.
Right. I think I like personal stories only because I try to relate everything to myself. So because of that, I'm like, oh, man, like I try to imagine myself in those situations. Like I'm almost like role playing as Oppenheimer while I'm watching it. Where I'm like, man, like I could just imagine the feeling of dread coming upon him. Like when he's giving the like we did it speech, to everyone. I'm like, and that's why I like when it's just focused on one person.
Okay.
Yeah, because
so you're into.
That's why I like video games so much.
See, I'm into video games for the opposite reason.
Why?
I am in it for the escapism, not like I'm escaping something, but like I'm somewhere else. I like more fantasy because like this isn't real. I can't go there.
Yeah.
So I want to imagine this place. Whereas,
which is like what I'm saying, like you're role playing in that.
no,
in that
but I'm
person.
not like this person's me.
Oh,
Like
okay.
when I'm playing as Aloy, it's not because she's a woman. I'm like, no, this is Aloy's story.
Yeah.
But like, not like I'm relating to Aloy's story. It's Aloy is living in this world, and there's these people and whatever, and I'm more into that. So, yeah. How do you feel about coming of age films?
There's some that I like adore, and there's some where I'm like, ugh.
I think it's my least favorite genre.
Really?
Because I don't want to think about that stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
when
yeah.
people are like, you should watch this show. It's about this thing. And I'm like, why would I want to watch something about the real world? I live in the real world.
That's what I tell Randy all the time because she likes movies and shows that are very grounded and very like.
But see, you liked Oppenheimer.
But there's some spectacle to Oppenheimer, almost not fantasy, but it's like
Okay.
you are essentially the most important person in this country. So Brandy will be like, there's this movie called American Honey. Okay, it's an A24 film from years ago with Shia LaBeouf. It's like a 3.5 hour long movie about these kids that go rip people off for newspapers. Like, those newspaper kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it. And it's very slow and it's very sad and very like, I don't want to see that. Like I don't care about that
Okay,
stuff.
so we connect on that at least.
Yeah. But when it's something important, that's where I'm like, I want to know. I want to know.
Okay. Because I like historical stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but not necessarily things about people. And the weird thing is, I know it's weird to say out loud, but like I'm a very empathetic and sympathetic person.
Yeah.
I will listen to someone talk about their deepest, darkest problems for hours.
But it's when you know them.
And I'll care. But I know them, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, hey, you want to watch this movie about it? No, I don't.
Yeah.
Like, can we go to space?
Mhm.
Can we go through the Misty Mountains? Whatever. Anything. Take me away from here. So, and that's, when I go to Disneyland, I guess. And I love the world. Like, I want to see it. I like going into the forests and appreciating it. But like the real world, quote unquote, like, oh, this takes place in the alleyways of Chicago. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I
no
am too.
thanks. So, yeah, but I did like the recreation of everything, and that I liked seeing what seemed like an accurate portrayal of the world through this lens back in time. That
Right.
was very cool to me.
And I always feel like during this specific era, sure, this is about war. In the end, it is about World War II. But it's a different way to view the war, if that makes any sense. Like, it's not about a soldier on the ground in, storming Normandy. It's about people here in the U.S. trying to help the government, I guess, win this war.
I think I already knew this, but like what I came out of it with, Kimmy asked why something, right? I don't remember what it was. But I was like, it's just a bunch of powerful people mad at each other and they want to blow each other up. Like, you're like, oh, we went to war because they invaded us. It's like, well, why'd they invade us? Because some jerk wanted to. It's
usually they have something I want and they won't give it to me.
Yeah. We're just the pawns. Like it's all the government or the empires and whatever. So let's talk about let's wrap this up with the final impact. So and that was a pun. So at the end, he tells Einstein, like
I love that scene.
We already destroyed the world, right? How did you feel about that?
Well, specifically that scene where Strauss is like, they're talking trash about me. Like, I can't believe they were doing that. It makes me so mad. And they just didn't even acknowledge his existence.
So before we get to the moment, the thing that led to that moment was Strauss telling another character's name who I didn't know, but like the press guy or the media guy, the Senate guy, like I want to know what they were talking about. And he goes, they're scientists. They're probably talking about something more important than you.
That's so true.
And I was like, burn.
Yeah.
And then we hit that scene.
Yeah.
So yeah, they didn't even had nothing to do with him.
Yeah. No.
Einstein left because he was sad.
Yeah. It's about
It was a sad boy moment.
and that's the whole thing with knowledge is power. And when you are that intelligent and you're that sought out by everyone in the world, you have this sense of responsibility and the sense of like, I know what's gonna happen and I hate that result.
So did this have any impact on you and how you see things?
Yeah, it kind of did.
What
It did
was that?
in the sense where it's just like the world sucks. Like not that the world sucks. Like it's really hard to explain. Like there are inevitabilities that I feel like are going to happen in the world, and you cannot do anything about it. And sometimes you just have to be the first one, if that makes any sense. The nuclear bomb was going to happen regardless whether the U.S. did it or not. If it wasn't going to be Oppenheimer, it was going to be, I think they said Hindenburg was also in on the, like there was multiple other people. The Russians were in on it. And it's like, and I think that's where it has to do with AI, where it's like, if something happens because of AI, which it will, something happens because of AI, like who's going to be there first and what is that result going to be? So it's just like inevitability is what I kind of took away from this. If something's going to happen, it's going to happen.
So, yeah, for me, he said we already destroyed the world.
Mm-hmm.
He said something along those lines. And I was like, when I was thinking about why the movie didn't have an impact on me, because Kimmy was kind of talking about it, like we got dinner afterwards, and she was talking about what we did, what we started, whatever. And all I was thinking of was like, we started destroying the world long before the atomic bomb. Once we cut down the first tree and burned it and realized what we could do, is the end. This is my, sad boy moment, I guess. I drive around every day and I see like overly paved areas and these disgusting, decrepit buildings. And I'm like, what do we do to this place? Like, I honestly feel that all the time. Yeah. And it almost gets worse when you go into the woods. Because you look around and you're like, what did we do? Like, what? It was all like this before. And not like, we were going to live in the dirt forever. I understand, right? We have to make progress, whatever. But we've gone too far sometimes. Like when I see abandoned like videos and whatever, and I see it's like, oh, this person owns this building, but like it's fallen over and trees are growing and whatever. I'm like, good. Like it's
give it back.
It's being taken back.
Yeah.
Nature will take it back. And it's, it's like, listen, if we set fire to the atmosphere, it'd all just start again. Yeah. We'd almost be better off. I'm not saying that like seriously, but it was like we've been destroying the world since we got here.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna keep doing that. It doesn't matter how we do it. If we stop dropping bombs, like, we're still gonna just mine the earth for its resources. The government voted finally like, oh, climate change is a problem. What should we do to stop it? We're going to try to block the sun. Did you hear about this?
Yeah.
Like, what? That is your...
I heard it's a permanent thing, too.
You can't
unblock it after.
That's the stupidest thing. There's too many stupid things out there. One of the stupidest things I've ever heard. Hey, let's fix what no, let's block the sun. That's like the stay inside argument. I mean, look at like most utopian societies that are from sci-fi novels and stuff. Nobody lives outside. Yeah,
they're all miserable in these little, the sun thing didn't surprise me.
Yeah, but for me, it's Oppenheimer kept saying maybe if we do this, we'll end all wars. Like, I honestly don't believe he believed that.
You think it was just like motivation?
No, I think that was his copium.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm going to build a bomb, but after this one, after this bomb, we'll stop bombing each other because we'll realize how destructive it is. It's like, dude, this is the second time the world went to war.
And within like a couple decades.
Yeah. And you think by dropping a bomb, we're going to end all war? I don't think he actually believed it. I think he wanted to believe it.
We started one of the longest U.S. wars, the Cold War.
Yeah, it's like, oh, if we all point at each other, it's like, no, we just won't drop the nuclear bombs, and we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. He was right about if everyone had it, no one will press the button. But like,
did we ever make the H bomb? I mean, we probably did.
Oh yeah, they implode.
They implode?
Like the implosion thing they were talking about.
Yeah.
It sucks everything in. It's like it's you got to look it up. H bomb stuff's crazy.
Oh,
but yeah, H bombs are real.
Okay.
But
And they're bigger than nuclear.
I used to know the difference between when we called it atomic, nuclear, hydrogen, but I don't remember anymore. I kind of fell out of that. But yeah, I think this will have an impact on a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of the end of the day is we're not really killing the planet, we're killing ourselves, but we're killing what's here.
Yeah.
The rock will still be here at the end.
We're not taking care of it. We're just using and abusing.
Yeah, constantly, and we're always just finding ways to pretend we're not.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is too. It's how do we cope with our mistakes without actually doing anything to fix them? So yeah, it was crazy to say, but fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of spectacle. Nolan's point with filming the whole thing on IMAX was I can tell a personal story and narrative, not do an action movie with an action sequence.
Yeah.
So
it was a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
I loved the way it looked.
Yeah. I think I just didn't get hyper invested in the story itself because I don't know. I just was like, all right, you guys are just doing what we just always do, right? With the government doing this and that and hiding things and lying to each other and doing things for personal gain.
Yeah.
And I love science stuff. So that stuff interests me.
Well, what really interested me too was you're saying it's like for personal gain. When you get to a certain level of government, they really don't care about anybody other than themselves. Like when they were talking about where in Japan are they going to drop the bomb? It's like, well, me and my wife went to Kyoto. I like that place, so we're not going to go there.
Yeah.
Like, really, dude? That's the way that you decided this?
That's how people think.
That's insane. Sure. It's insane. I mean, same thing with Truman. Just his when he talks to his like advisor and stuff in the movie, it's like this guy's he's a dummy. Like the way I can't even believe this guy's president. And then when he's really talking, it's like, oh, okay, I kind of see that. They're ruthless. They're ruthless, and they don't care about anybody other than themselves and personal gain. So
that's
government. You
got to want that much power to get that much power.
Yeah.
And if you want that much power, there's a little bit something wrong with you. Yeah. So.
Do you see Barbie?
No. This is Tramminheimer, not Barbenheimer.
Yeah.
Sorry. We're not doing Barbin.
Barbin?
it doesn't work. So yeah. That's I think that's all we got. You got any final thoughts or
No, I'm excited. It's annoying because I know it's a toxic way to think, but whenever I finish something that I really enjoy, I'm always like, what's next for this person? I can't wait for the next Nolan movie. No idea what it is. I don't think anybody has an idea what it is, but I really cannot wait. As long as it's not Tenet or Dunkirk.
I think he's due for Wacky next.
Like Inception Wacky?
No, like Inception, Interstellar, Tenet.
Yeah.
Like not historical.
Yeah.
But who knows? Who knows what it'll do?
But yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much. I do want to go watch it again.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching it, and but I think not that I was there to watch the bomb, but I think everything after it was way too long. Okay. And I know people like the movie could have been an hour longer. I know, but it's that you built up to this moment, and then the next moment was like, I was behind it the whole time. Like behind what? Like what? Like tearing him down a little bit. It's not like he destroyed the country.
And he became a part of the U.S. government after that, right? Like he was up in government. Oppenheimer.
I don't even know.
They show him old at the end, and he's receiving like some.
Oh no, yeah. The government just gives people awards. They've had everyone on the back.
Oh, okay.
It was like this. You know what it felt like to me? When the Catholic Church apologized to Galileo.
Oh, okay.
It's like, oh, sorry, pal, you died 600 years ago.
Like, sorry, put you on trial for
being a witch, more or less,
Yeah.
So it's just, yeah, look, the world's fake. Everything's fake. Internet's even more fake. Whatever. But yeah, I know it's bleak out there, but go touch some grass. Go look at some trees.
And appreciate it.
And, do something. Just do your part. And your part doesn't matter, right? We're not the ones using all the water, but do what feels right.
That's all we can do.
And with that,
thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next week.
yes, we will.